Hi, welcome back. So I showed you how to stack and fill. Now I'm going to show you how to do a very basic but super pretty rosette design. All you need is a piping bag, a Wilton 1M tip, it's like a 6-spoke star, butterflies printed on edible, and edible glitter spray from Wilton. So first, before you start decorating, you look at your cake and you try to find the front and the back of the cake. You always have a front of your cake and the back. This would be my back just because of a little open spot. And right here is my front. So you eyeball and look where you want to start your rosette. I like to start at the bottom. Some people start at the top or in the middle. And I like to do it at an angle. So I think I'll start at the bottom. And doing a rosette is a very simple technique. If you've ever iced a cupcake, you start in the center and you move out and it kind of looks like a little rose at the bottom. And then you swirl around. And you get a rosette. And then from there you move up. So I'm going to cascade up this way and wrap around the top. So to give you a better idea, when you're doing rosettes, you want to make sure you don't have any air bubbles in your bag. So you kind of burp your bag, you move it around and press down. And that'll release any air bubbles so that it doesn't do like a little pop and burst your buttercream. So I'm gonna put one here, you press down, and then you swirl around. Stop and pull. So you don't wanna keep squeezing as you pull away because that'll drag and you're left with that little point. But what you can do is you can take your finger and just push it in, and that kind of cuts it away. That's the basic, and then you just do it again and you space it out a little bit more, press, swirl out, stop, pull. And then to fill in this little gap, and it's a nice little filler. Okay, and then you keep going on the sides as you go up. You want to connect the two. Okay, and you want to watch how you hold the piping bag. I like to push down, twist, and you're holding it like this. You're pressing mostly, not with your thumb, but with this part of your hand, whatever it's called, and your fingers. You're not squeezing like this, you're kind of closing your whole hand together. So I left a little space, so I just do 2 dollops, and that closes it. But something like this is very plain, so you add them on either side to stagger it a bit. So I added one there, and then you add another one down here. And it doesn't all have to be rosettes, you kind of just fill in where you think it might need something. And there's a way to make them smaller, so you kind of just do it quicker. Okay, so sometimes they do fall. What you can do is kind of just push it back and clean off your piping tip. And with your piping tip, kind of nudge it back. And Because I did mess up the top, what I can do is add another one right here. And it covers both up, but now I have a little gap, so you want to press into the side of the cake, but you don't want to mess with the, you don't want to break the frosting, like break the surface of the frosting, just so it doesn't look bad. Or you scratch the frosting and you can't cover it up again. And you don't have to overload it with buttercream because you are going to add in the butterflies right now. But I like to add a bit so it doesn't look empty. And you eyeball where you want them to go. I like to swirl it around to the front. And you can make them larger. You can angle one on top of the other. And you just keep going until you're happy with where you started and ended. I am going to write happy birthday on this cake, so I don't want to fill in all the way, but I do enough to where I feel it's not empty. That part. So next you grab your butterflies. So with edible images, most of the time you have to, with most places, you find them yourself and you go and print them out. I have to go and get them printed, but I have to find the image, size it, and do whatever editing. You can pay someone and they already have it. There's someone on Amazon. Usually you can look up edible butterflies on Amazon or Etsy, and there's a bunch of people that'll sell them there. I don't always find what I need, so I like to look for the image. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube. That's how I learned, and it's a nice little touch and decoration that you can add to your cakes. So I did two different sizes. I did about a 2-inch one, and this one's about 1.5 inches. I like to bend them, so it gives a look that it's flying. And like I did with the rosette, you go and you find the point where you think it would look nice. So I try to color match my butterflies to my buttercream, but even if there's a slight difference, it's okay because both will pop either way. And I like doing this style cake because even if my rosettes don't come out perfect or exactly how I want them to, I can always go back with the butterfly and cover that mistake. So like I didn't like how these came out, so I'll just press it where I didn't like it, and it's fine. You want to do different sizes for this just so that it looks like, just so there's like a varying degree. So there's the 2 small ones and the 2 big ones, or 2 small ones and then a big one and 2 small ones, or you play around with it and you find what you like. You have to be careful because sugar paper is very delicate and it'll rip very easily or it breaks in half. You don't want that to happen. So you go around facing them wherever you like. I like to let mine dry out a little bit. It makes it easier to bend, and then it also holds its shape while it's on the cake. Then you continue to alternate and add however many butterflies you want to add until you're happy with the look of it. And I like to alternate the sizes because I feel like it gives it a nice little. So I like the varying sizes, not because it's a little, it doesn't look uniform. I was was gonna say change in texture, but it's not a change in texture. It's just a nice variety. And then I have extras. I don't want to just throw these away because a sheet can cost $10 depending on where you go or however much it costs you. You don't want them to go to waste. So I also like to find little spots where I can include them. And because it's such a simple design, you don't really have to worry about overloading your cake. I have this little spot here I can cover. And here I just press it in a little bit and it sticks. Or I can take a little bit of buttercream from my piping bag and stick it on the board. Some people lay their edible images on fondant and then cut them out and try them out like that. I don't really like doing that because not everyone likes fondant, and these are pretty tasteless, so people never mind eating them. Whereas if you added fondant, kind of ruin it for people. And then, just for an extra final touch, I like to take my edible glitter spray from, I bought it at Michael's. It's a Wilton brand. I hold it a little far apart, or a few inches behind, and you just start spraying it. So then you add a nice little glitter touch to your buttercream because you can still see it. And then when it falls on the butterflies, it catches the light. And that's how you do a simple rosette design.